Hi, I'm Alina Kadlubski, product designer and WebXR developer by day and director of communications of the OpenAI Cloud Association and managing director of OpenAI Cloud Europe, leading the accessibility and safety efforts as well, and chair the public working group of the CyberXR Coalition. We, the OpenAI Cloud, are a global nonprofit organization with the mission to drive the development of open and interoperable spatial computing technology, data, standards, and best practices to connect the real and the digital worlds for the benefit of all. Thanks for having me today. I'm really excited in behalf of the whole OpenAI Cloud team being part of today's session, sharing our advancements as well as anyone can join forces creating our future and rewrite history. The city's proximity to academic institutions and leading industrial companies makes Munich the ideal base of operations. We established our European subsidiary OpenAI Cloud Europe in Munich, Germany, July 2020. OpenAI Cloud's official European presence will enable us to collaborate much more closely with organizations, companies, and governments all over the continent.
As we're moving away from a society where people assume that screen, input, keyboard, mouse, touch, output, 2D screens, centralized more so over time, minimal spatial temporal constraints, unstructured web pages, one-shot search, fragmented experiences, privacy, safety, security, accessibility patchwork. Further entering the open web era via input gesture, eye tracking, voice, brain-computer interfaces, output and 3D world painted with data, decentralized spatial temporal constraints, semantic structure, for example, spatial records, continuous discovery, ubiquitous experiences, privacy, safety, security, accessibility, and core framework.
As we are moving away from a society where people assume that screen-based input through a keyboard or smartphone is the norm, you begin to see all sorts of applications coming to fruition. For example, autonomous vehicles utilizing 5G to navigate the environment and send out signals to other vehicles and pedestrians. The lines between our digital and physical worlds has already begun to blur. Spatial computing technologies like augmented and virtual reality are already changing every aspect of our lives, the way we see and interact with each other and our surroundings. We call it spatial because the digital information will exist in space, integrated and inseparable from the physical world. The growth of this convergence will be enabled through technologies including augmented reality, advanced networking, for example, like 5G, geolocation, IoT devices and sensors, distributed ledger technologies like the blockchain and artificial intelligence, as well as machine learning. This technology underlies a 3D digital map of the physical world by creating a one-on-one scale digital model that are machine-readable, updated in real time, and associated with precise geolocational information, spatial experiences, which can become richer, more accurate, and more connected over time. In just over 2 years, the OpenAI Cloud organization has steadily grown to over 50 organizations and 300 plus individual members, all dedicated to making an open spatial computing ecosystem. Together, We are working to develop the core technology components that demonstrate a decentralized and interoperable spatial web. The current state of spatial computing is disordered and fragmented. Many existing spatial computing solutions exist already, but few share a common interoperable language. The amazing capabilities of spatial technologies are hard to discover and hard to access and fraught with challenges. And there are many issues we need to solve, ranging from publishing and control of content to privacy and compliance in spatial data collection. Large multi-international companies are making spatial computing a reality today. Number of AR-related patents published yearly in the US grew more than threefold over the last 10 years. This infrastructure is too important to trust the industry alone. Making an AR cloud is hard, and it could be done without us. But building a global AR cloud is too big and important for a single and a handful of tech giants to build and rule by themselves. There needs to be an open, decentralized alternative to the walled gardens and closed ecosystems that already started to emerge. We need to make sure that the spatial computing era that we've already entered is not run and monopolized by those corporations. Don't underestimate and include the open source community, and there's too much at stake.
It may be hard for some to wrap their mind around something that isn't ubiquitous just yet. Consider a world in which nearly all of your interactions involve looking through a wearable camera-equipped device that maintains a log on your location and purchases throughout the day, much like your current smartphone. However, the significant difference with AR smart glasses is that the device will give service providers and vendors an even more fruitful source of consumer data.
With billions of cameras capturing devices, constantly mapping its surroundings, analyzing everyone and everything, anywhere and at any given time, our daily lives is at risk of compromised privacy becoming orders of magnitude greater than today.
For example, instead of just tracking your purchases, location, and what website you visit, mobile AR smart glasses of the near future will track what you are looking at in the real world via the convenience of eye tracking. Marketers often use the metaphor of capturing eyeballs, but mobile AR smart glasses that include eye tracking technology will be the first opportunity to literally capture eyeballs and mine the data related to what truly grabs a consumer's attention. And aside from the eye tracking data, there will also be the question of which AR cloud you will trust, not to access and sell your outward-facing camera, assuming that your chosen AR cloud service can protect you from hackers taping into your glasses to get a peek at what you're looking at in your home and office. You will also need to trust that the service itself won't allow a human to take an occasional peek through your camera as you sit in your living room chatting with your family. That seemingly innocuous breach of privacy becomes a lot more troubling when you consider the notion that a similar service on an AR cloud via your AR smart glasses, data collection of such an assistant might very well include video footage of what you're looking at, as well as eye tracking data related to what you've looked at daily in the real world. Who will we trust with that information? What we audibly say can often reveal our opinions on various topics, but at least those statements are filtered through our thought process and internal considerations before being uttered out loud. But when the data miners are recording your unconscious glances, as well as people, places, and things you're looking at, many times in ways that you're not even aware of, the bar of trust is about to be raised a lot higher. So while we are further entering the spatial computing era and building the spatial computing ecosystem that's being enhanced by 5G speed and amazing applications and experiences, ultimately, there's only one product feature that will be the most valuable differentiator, and that's trust.
We must act to ensure that everyone's interests are represented by supporting the development of an ecosystem that promotes open standards, security and compliance protocols, decentralized architecture, and common spatial discovery service. Current digital frameworks were not designed with accessibility as their foundation. Therefore, a post-production movement emerged to make digital systems accessible to all. With this technological shift expands our capabilities, it also creates deeper social and privacy concerns which need to be addressed in a wide-ranging debate across industries while building our spatial computing ecosystem, because this time around, there's way more at stake for us as a society. The decisions we make today have a greater impact and effect to our tomorrow. Being the first expert baking accessibility into the first XR privacy framework, immersive technologies, both hardware and software of XR, should be customizable for all users and specifically for those with disabilities or special needs. Only again can we hope for an extended reality, design and development that is generally human-centric and accounts for human limitations, whether temporary or permanent. I will continue making sure with the CyberXR Coalition to contribute to the XRSI privacy framework on an individual level, especially since individuals and organizations are currently not fully aware of the irreversible and unintended consequences of XR on the digital and physical world. We must build human-centered privacy by design future today and need to have privacy and safety concerns proactively addressed. Last year, during our second State of the Art Cloud Symposium and Showcase in Munich, we announced our plans for designing and developing a reference Open Spatial Computing Platform. These plans are taking shape with the Open Spatial Computing Platform and Open Air Cloud's 2020 to 2021 mission. We intend to build reference implementations of the core pieces of an open and interoperable spatial computing platform consisting of GeoPose. Know exactly where you are and how you are oriented. The GeoPose provides the capability to obtain, record, share, and communicate spatial position of any real or virtual objects with 6 degrees of freedom. Like the URL links information, GeoPose can link the real and the digital world together. The intention is to use it extensively in standards, protocols, services, and clients on the platform. We, alongside our founding partner, the Open Geospatial Consortium, took the initiative to establish a working group to develop a universal standard for GeoPose. The group started its work on the 24th of January 2020. The reality modeling language. A locally shared machine-readable world. provides users and machines with a powerful new way to interact with reality through the standardized encoding of geometry, semantics, properties, and relationships, linked data of a dynamic reality at their location through a reality service that speaks a reality modeling language. The Spatial Discovery Service. Access to everything in the digital world nearby through a local listing of reference in a spatial discovery service. You will have seamless access to content, services, applications, communication channels that are available to you at your location, not totally unlike a DNS, but operating in a more distributed way by focusing on referencing local resources. With the help of our partners, Augmented City and Immersal, we are launching the world's first city-scale testbed for a prototypical Open Spatial Web based on the Open Spatial Computing Platform concept. The initial testbeds are planned for 1 year of continuous operations. These city-scaled testbeds will implement two of the most fundamental components of an open spatial computing platform: a GeoPose compliant positioning service and a spatial discovery service. Interested in open XR technologies and real-world spatial computing. This testbed program is an ongoing and open effort, offering an early chance to collect feedback from users, developers, content creators, local businesses, governments of local smart city initiatives, and other stakeholders interested in an open XR technologies and real-world spatial computing. Starting with research and development, the focus will be on an open and interoperable architecture, avoiding control by closed platforms and maintaining data privacy and security compliance throughout the project. The first phase is estimated to last approximately 1 year. The platform will allow placing, registering, discovering, and displaying digital 3D objects in the real world using GeoPose and spatial discovery services. Changing a GeoPose service provider or an STS provider should not affect the basic functioning of any use case implemented on the platform. Metadata in spatial records will allow client devices or systems to know if registered content is of a particular data type or if a registered service complies with well-known protocols or API standards. Privacy and security audits of the service providers in the testbed will demonstrate and ensure that the services will comply with European GDPR rules, as well as making sure personal or otherwise sensitive data does not leak outside the testbeds, either by design or accident.
In addition, I'm really excited to share some of our latest advancements, as we've started working on the Open Spatial Computing Platform client web component. Sample client for Open Spatial Computing Platform. Sample client for the Open Spatial Computing Platform, spatial service and spatial content discovery, and its usage for an augmented reality experience. The spatial service discovery allows finding spatial services around the current location of the device. One of such services could be a GeoPose service, providing the GeoPose of the current device. The spatial content discovery can be used to find geolocated content available around the current location of the device. While this application is written using Svelte, the main functional elements will also be available, as well as components directly usable in many other web frameworks and plain HTML pages. The aim is that it's possible to use these components in as many development environments as possible. The workflow for accessing the services presented here is as follows. Request current location of device, determine H3 index, provide this location to the spatial service discovery to discover the available services. When an appropriate service are available, select the most appropriate, like depending on current user context. Provide location data from this service to the spatial content discovery to discover available geolocated content. When appropriate content for the current context is available, download and position it in the AR session. Start your AR session.
It's not an easy task. That's why we need your help, your support, and your voice to ensure the bright promise of spatial computing truly benefits everyone and everywhere. You can participate today in a number of ways.
By holding regular working group meetings where all interested parties are invited to contribute and participate. By conducting and publishing research and hosting events, contributing to best practice guidelines. By developing and testing reference code within our Reward City-scaled testbed program, an ongoing and open effort, offering an early chance to collect feedback from users, developers, content creators, local businesses, government, smart city initiatives, and other stakeholders interested in OpenXR technologies and real-world spatial computing. Through our testbed program, we are demonstrating an open platform can exist where participants can place, discover, and display 3D content into the real world using open GeoPose and spatial discovery standards. This is a big challenge. We can't do it alone. We need your help and your voice to ensure the bright promise of spatial computing truly can benefit everyone, everywhere. Join our testbed program to ensure the community controls its own spatial computing infrastructure. Sponsor our efforts. To date, we are a team of unpaid volunteers. We need your financial support to accelerate our work and amplify our impact. Join our ranks to ensure your voice is represented in our shared future. Join us in making the Open AR Cloud a reality today.
Let's make sure we build a better future for the benefit of all together today.
Okay. Hello, Alina.
Hi,
And
Mark. Nice
hello.
to meet you.
And thank you for your session. So that's a great. There are great contents. I appreciate a lot your session. So, what do you mean about these events? What are your feeling about participating to these events today?
I'm really happy to be part of our initiative and to be part of creating a better future, as especially, with current devices mapping constantly everything and everyone at any given time due to there is currently no regulation at all, The regulators are always a bit slow in this. So obviously, especially the big corporation, already tie into sort of this legal loophole that is currently existing. And I think with the work we do, it's important that we not just only educate people that are out there, but also propose an open, decentralized alternative to all the emerging walled gardens that are starting to emerge.
Well, thank you. So I'm looking at the chat, but I don't see there are some question. I don't see about that. So how we can go forward? If someone also have some other question about what you are talking today, can you can be reachable in the future just to share more about your project, I think.
Sure, definitely. So people can sort of get in touch and send me a direct message over LinkedIn. You can find me on LinkedIn or send me an email via communications@openaircloud.org. And I'll be happy to talk to you and get back with and answer your questions.
Great. Thank you. So, Alina, I think we can start to wrap up if there is no more question.
Mhm.
And thank you very much to your participation today. And I hope you enjoy participation and probably see you next time. Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thanks again to the whole Global XR Bootcamp team, in particular Alexander and Saskia, for inviting me and having us given the amazing opportunity today to present our work and our solution for the community and giving our society hope for building a better future.
Great. Thank you, and see you next
Enjoy
time.
the rest of the session and have a great day and stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.